cheerful child was ready for an adventure. He was going to the supermarket hit with Mom and Dad. The supermarket was a bright, colorful place. Shelves overflowed with enticing items of all kinds. Mom and Dad had a fun game planned for him. It was an alphabet game to make shopping cart excited. He would find items for each letter of the alphabet. The game started with A for apple. James's eyes widened as he looked around. He spotted a bright red apple immediately. "Apple!" he shouted, pointing with glee. Mom and Dad smiled, praising his quick thinking. Next was B. What would B be? James scanned the shelves, his brow furrowed. Then he saw a bunch of yellow bananas. "Banana!" he exclaimed, clapping his hands. The supermarket aisles became a learning playground. Every item was a chance to discover something new. Now it was time for C. James looked high and low. He spotted a carton of creamy milk. "Carton!" he yelled, almost getting it wrong. Mom corrected him gently. "Close, but try again." He saw colorful carrots next to the milk carrots. James shouted triumphantly. His parents cheered, making him feel proud. The game continued with D. James searched with renewed enthusiasm. He found a box of delicious donuts. "Donuts!" he cried, his eyes sparkling. The supermarket was full of surprises. Next up was the letter E. James looked around, thinking hard. He spotted a carton of eggs. "Eggs!" he shouted, pointing excitedly. Mom and Dad were impressed with his progress. The alphabet adventure was a great success. Now it was time to find something for F. James looked carefully at the shelf. He saw a bag of flour. He exclaimed, beaming with pride. His parents gave him a big hug. The game was making shopping so much fun. Next, they needed something for G. James spotted green grapes. "Grapes!" he shouted happily. He loved the sweet taste of grapes. The supermarket was a place of discovery. Now it was time to find something for F. James looked carefully at the shelf. He saw a bag of flour. "Flour!" he exclaimed, beaming with pride. His parents gave him a big hug. The game was making shopping so much fun. Next, they needed something for G. James spotted green grapes. "Grapes!" he shouted happily. He loved the sweet taste of grapes. The supermarket was a place of discovery. Now it was time to find something for H. James searched high and low. He found a jar of honey. "Honey!" he cried, pointing excitedly. Mom and Dad smiled at his enthusiasm. The alphabet game was a big success. James was learning so much, he couldn't wait to see what came next. The supermarket was a magical place. Every aisle held a new adventure. James was ready for the rest of the alphabet. James, still in the cart, anticipates the next letter. B. Mom points to a bunch of bright yellow banana. B is for banana. James shouts, clapping his hand. Dad smiles. "That's right, James, good job." Next up is C. They stroll past the colorful citrus fruits. James spots a pile of oranges. "C is for carrot," he asked tentatively. Mom gently corrects him. "Almost. C is for clementine." "And carrots too," James giggles, understanding narrow citrus. "That's sides and lettuce." "No for M and is for mango," James says, remembering his favorite fruit. Mom grabs a ripe mango. They move to N and is for noodles. James exclaims, seeing the pasta aisle. Dad smiles. "You're getting so good at this." Next up is O. O is for orange, James declares, pointing to the fruit. Mom says, "And onions." They approach the P section. P is for pineapple, James shouts excitedly. Dad puts a pineapple in the cart. Now for Q. Q is for quinoa, Mom says, pointing to the grain. James repeats quinoa. They continue to R. R is for raspberry, James says, seeing the berries. Dad adds, "and radishes." Next is S. S is for strawberries, James exclaims. Mom says, "and spinach." They move to T. T is for tomato, James says, pointing to the red vegetable. Dad says, "and tangerine." Now for U. U is for ugly fruit, Mom says, pointing to the citrus. Sage repeats, "ugly fruit." Think of V to
Dad smiles. Very good. Next is WW is for watermelon. Jane shouts.
Mom puts a small watermelon in the cart. They approach the egg section. X is for Sigua.
Chinese watermelon, Dad says finally.